What I want to do in this video is go over the quote system I use to give you a better understanding. We've either talked on the phone and I promised I was going to send you out a quote, or maybe you're just seeing this on YouTube because I do post most of these things on YouTube. This video was what I'm going to go through step by step on how to interpret these quotes because I don't want someone just to take the quote up and then look at it and say, "Oh, go down to Joe Blow down the street and show him this and says, can you get me this company because it's the cheapest." It's the wrong thing to do, guys. Only use this quote system with an experienced agent who has done this system for quite a long time. What I would suggest is if we have already talked on the phone, that you and I should again talk again on the phone. You have the quote in front of you, I'll have it in front of me, and we can talk about it. And then I can make some recommendations for you. Okay? So let's look at the quote. All right, this is the quote you're going to get from me. It's going to be a PDF. And I want to go through over a few of these things first. First, this section in right in here. This gives the details about you. It says, and what I'm doing is for illustrative purposes, I'm going to use my own zip code. I'm in the 60152 zip code. It shows age, male, a non-smoker, and the plan I'm going to quote. And this is one of the important ones, the effective date, 10/1/18. It's very, very important when I send you out a quote to make sure this is correct. And this would be the month that you want your plan to go into effect or the month you go on Medicare. And that would be the first of the month. The next thing is what you're going to see is this would be the most inexpensive plan in my zip code. It's Plan G at $118.83 a month. It shows the name of the company. Now, just because these companies are in this quote system does not mean I recommend them. Okay, this is a service I subscribe to that they basically will list every insurance company in the country. And what that is, it doesn't mean how strong a company is, they get listed. And it's up to me to go through them and decide if that would be an appropriate fit for you. So, a lot of the companies are fairly new into this business. And so let's go down to one that you might understand. Now, GPM Health and Life, that's a big name company, but it's probably not one you guys have ever heard of. Here's one, United World Life Insurance Company. That's actually owned by Mutual of Omaha. Mutual of Omaha uses United World Life in the state of Illinois to market Medicare supplements. So let me go through this a little bit more detail. Mutual of Omaha in this state is $123 a month. And over here you'll see HH discount, 7%. What that stands for is household discount. Sometimes, and it varies from state to state, from company to company, an insurance company will give a discount if a husband and wife or a couple or people who are partnered buy a policy at the same time, or one holds a policy with the company and the other one buys one, they will get a 7% discount. I like to use that a lot of times with couples because it's going to give them a bigger break. So all the way down here, you'll see some companies with it, some companies without it. Here's Western United Life. They have a 7% discount. So the next thing you're going to see is the parent company, Mutual of Omaha. That's who owns United World Life. Now we have an AM Best rating, an A+. Outlook is stable. The AM Best rating is one I do look at with great care, but it's not my deciding factor. A company with me, I believe, has to have at least a B rating or better. Now remember, we're in the Medicare supplement market. Medicare is your primary. These insurance companies are your secondary. Medicare is going to pay 80% of the bill. So Medicare is taking the biggest risk on your health. So these companies going out of business isn't, I think maybe once in the last 30 years a company went out of business. And let's say they did. What happens then is you are guaranteed coverage by the federal government to go anywhere you want with any company you want. There's no questions asked. And there's always state guarantee funds that will step in, and pay for any claims. Now, I'm not saying that's blanket for the United States. I don't want to say that kind of statement, but that's something we could look into. But honestly, it's not a really, really big concern because remember now, I don't work for an insurance company. I work for you guys. And I watch companies. I monitor companies. And I'm in the know a lot sooner than the general public is if a company is running into financial problems. If that so happens, and I felt like there could be a risk here, I'd pull you out. I'd call you up and say, it's time to get out of here. Let's go. And I have done it once before. The company was fine. They did okay, but they ran into some financial problems. And it was a big name, old company. And eventually they got basically sold off to another company. But I didn't have a lot of people with them, but I moved the people I did have with them out. Okay. Next off is, it's listing what plan we're quoting. S&P sometimes is in here also. And it's the rate type, how they rate, figure out your premium. In Illinois, it's generally attained age, meaning every year when you have a birthday or your policy renews, your premium will go up just because of age. Now, there are other forms of rate types. There's community rated, there's all sorts of them, and every state is different. And we go by that, and I explain that when we go into your state. Also, here is years in the marketplace. United World has been in the market for 14 years, but that's kind of, it's not showing the whole truth. See, Mutual of Omaha has been in the market since when Medicare started, basically in the early 60s. Mutual of Omaha got into it. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we were kids, did you ever watch Marlon Perkins' Wild Kingdom on Sunday nights? Mutual of Omaha was a sponsor of that show, and they were into business then. So I look at that. See, like if this said years in the marketplace, 2 years, and if I know the parent company is Mutual of Omaha, I wouldn't worry about it. It doesn't bother me at all because it's run by Mutual of Omaha, just like Cigna. They brought a company out within the last year, and so it shows that they're a brand new company. They're not, though. Cigna's been in the business since the 80s, so it's you have to look at that. All right, now it says effective date 2/22/18. What this means is this is when Mutual of Omaha raised the rates. This is when the effective date of the rate increase came into effect. It was in February of this year. Just like the one down below is 10/1/17. Oh, that tells me that in October this thing is going to have a rate increase, whereas this one is not. So this is basically our quote system that I use. And like I said, I don't use every company in here, but let me go down a little bit. Here's ARP. They're at basically 129 in this area. Let's see who else you might see. Thrive Financial for Lutherans, they're at 133. Here's Cigna, 133. Remember I said about the years in the marketplace? This shows 2 years. Cigna started this company 2 years ago. So you're still with a big old company. It's just that one particular branch of Cigna is fairly new. Loyal Christian Benefits, this is an interesting company. This one was formed 4 years ago. It's a very old company, but they are marketing for people who are Christians, solely Christians. You have to be a Christian to go into this insurance company. Who else is Mass Mutual? There's one. Pekin. Aetna uses Continental Life Insurance Company in Illinois. Here's Humana, Bankers Fidelity. Globe Life. I'm sure you've heard of Globe Life. Here's Blue Cross. Blue Cross is in Illinois. They've been in the business for 52 years at $147 a month. Remember, this is Plan G. Plan G is the same from one company to the next. In the last one, we can go all the way down here. There are a lot of companies. ARP has one for $345 a month. Here's Cigna. Now, this is American Retirement. This is what we call their substandard company, meaning they'll take a lot of health risks. So that's why they're so expensive. But that gives you an idea. And then also in this quote system, I attach a printout of the details of Plan G. And it goes over Part A, hospitalization, what Medicare pays, what this plan would pay, and what you pay. And as you can see, Plan G is a wonderful plan. It really, really is a good plan. Everything is paid for, under Plan A. Part B, you pay the 183 deductible. That's pretty much it. After that, Medicare pays 80%, the insurance company pays 20%. If there's any excess charges, the insurance company pays 100%. You have nothing out of pocket. Remember when I said in one of my other videos, I had $60,000 in claims last year for minor back surgery, as they called it, and I had no out of pocket because I had already met my deductible for the year. It's a great plan. It's the only plan I would go with as long as you can afford it. All right, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let's talk some more. If you guys are seeing this on YouTube for the first time and you're interested, give me a call. My phone number, my website is on here. I have contact forms. You can always contact me that way. But I hope this has helped you some. Take care. Bye-bye.